finishers has the option of either starting or finishing. He wants Walter Ray to start.
I would like to take that decision back because you get this man on a roll, and he is tough to eliminate. But David Ozio, who in 10 years on the tour has won 3 titles, and of course one of the 3 right here a year ago. Great concentration, 32, 5'11", 170 pounds. Just didn't come up, and he left the 2-pin.
David Ozio, who won his first PBA title by defeating Steve Gilgem in the St. Louis tournament 2 years back, has just a beautiful style, has a cupped wrist, a good long slide, good high follow-through. One of the great players in the PBA Tour today, as he ends up with an easy spare of the 2-pin first frame.
This is David's 12th match ever on television, and he has had quite a record, 8 victories and only 3 losses.
Quickly up.
Ider, Texas, near Beaumont.
And only 20 miles from the Louisiana border near the Gulf of Mexico. He's up with his strike ball on the left lane.
And it worked.
Ozio up just has a beautiful style as you watch that ball swing very close to his left leg. Good long follow through. The big snap at the back end. Just sets those pins dancing on the pin deck area. Now Walter Ray Williams to take the lead with a strike.
Really grooved. Walter Ray, who won the first match over Del Ballard, 228 to 161, and then stopped Mike Albee, 226 to 217. Ballard winning 6,000 a day. Albee 7. Loser this match, 8,500, and then the final game, the next game, for $41,000, 27 to the winner, 14 to the loser. Three in a row, Walter Ray Williams.
Personal Walter Ray Williams has the pair figured out. He's playing the same line on both lanes, using more speed on the left-hand lane. He looks to be in the driver's seat as you look at David Ozio. A stretched fingertip grip, has that glove on there to help support the ball and hold on to it. Needs this strike to stay close in the match.
Beautifully done. David Ozio, whom we asked what this tournament, especially since he's a defending champion, has meant to him.
Well, this tournament here is coming to the conclusion of an aspiring dream I've had all my life. It seems like before I started bowling, I've always wanted to bowl Marshall Holman in a title match. It seems like it's something that's always been like it's going to happen, and today it seems like it could be possible. And I've always had the dream of wanting to bowl him in the final match on TV in front of everybody and doing him in. And that's my dream. That's what I want to do.
And David, who wins that final match in your dream?
Of course I do. That would probably be the conclusion of a fantasy, and hopefully God willing it'll come true.
All right. He has evened things up with also 3 in a row. More of our semifinal match after this.
My 2 sweethearts, Lisa, my daughter Heather. I love you.
That was Ozio, and this is the man in his dream. Mr. Intensity Marshall Holman, the tournament leader. And the winner of our semifinal game, Ozio and Williams, will meet Mr. Holman for the title. 3 in a row for Walter Ray Williams in his 3rd game of the day.
One of 7 children. Walter Ray Williams, world's horseshoe champion. All the children play horseshoe. His mom's a bowler too. 117 average as he goes for 4 in a row.
Stubborn.
You know what, Chris? You know the difference. I think today, as you see the ball in or light in the pocket between the good scoring we saw like yesterday and today, is the players aren't carrying that off hit. He was slightly light on that hit yesterday. They were popping out the 10, popping out the 7. Not to be today, and I think it's just that little extra pressure, the Miller title, and possibly the $1 million bonus if they can win all 3.
The tension exists here in our live telecast in Bo. We didn't realize an establishment with so many people could get so quiet. It's unbearable, I would think, at times for the players.
A player really doesn't notice the sound. I think you're right, Chris. When it gets very quiet, it becomes unnatural in a bowling center.
Just another one of those natural swings by Walter Ray Williams. So now in 5 frames, he has 4 strikes. All right, David Ozio in 4 has 3 in a row, and now the 5th frame.
Walter Ray Williams, who doesn't watch his opponent, obviously he doesn't want to know what David Ozio is doing, and he doesn't even have the same style, so it's a good idea. The great Don Carter used to do that.
That high hit, leaving the 4-7.
David Ozio avoids the split. Watch the 10 pin. It's going to be standing, and boom, gets knocked out. Leaves the 4-7. Ozio quickly on the approach with a harder ball so he can cut down the amount of hook he's throwing, hopefully to convert the spare. Something obviously bothering him, something laying in the channel. By rules, you cannot throw a shot until everything's cleared out of the channel. That pin laying in the right-hand channel should have no effect, so why slow down the action?
Well done.
Now, if that pin had been in the left-hand channel where possibly the ball could have come in contact with it and affected the shot, then Ozio would have had to remove that pin. Otherwise, he would have been credited for 0 on that shot. Walter Ray Williams, all he's doing is concentrating on his game, not paying any attention to Ozio. 6th frame. Here's a man who's a dedicated practicer, bowls every day. He and Steve Wunderlich, you can always find them at a bowling center somewhere. And no doubt he gets the perfect shot. Practice makes perfect. Excellent shot. Ozio trails by 1. Walter Ray can extend his lead to 11 pins with another strike here in the 6th.
The man that uses that body English after each shot at the line. It's fun to watch him give the extra lift, putting a hip into it.
What makes Walter so versatile, he can throw a spinner or a ball that spins down the lane on its side almost when the lanes are very dry. And that's the type of shot you should use when the lanes are dry. Today the lanes are pretty oily, and he rolls it end over end. A great lesson to learn. You need both shots. Obviously, he's conquered the game.
Again, 3 in the row, and a 21-pin lead now here in our semifinal game. More after this. Bo, here's the question sent in. What type of bowling ball should I buy, Bo?
And really 2 things to consider, Chris. The most weight you can comfortably control. Don't give up speed, though. Use a ball you can keep the speed on. And obviously the type. There's 3 types, the rubber, the polyester, and I recommend the new urethane. And anybody who has a question, ask Bo. Write to Post Office Box 951, Radio City Station, New York, 10019. David Ozio on the approach, trails by 21 pins, can cut the lead of Walter Ray Williams down to 11 with a strike.
Just that. David Ozio, Fighter, Texas.
You see those bandages on Ozio's arm. Those are really little things he picked up in Japan that Pete Weber told him are kind of like acupuncture. They send electrical impulses down to help his wrist, and if he believes in him, more power to him. I tell you, I don't know if they help his bowling, but he's sure getting the results. Right now, Ozio, who has just been so sharp, can cut the lead of Walter Ray's down to just 1 pin with a strike.
Well, bionic or not, you'd have to be a Lee Majors bionic man to cover this one. Take a look at this shot and then the result.
Ozio, who seemed to be just a little quick in his preparation for this shot, gets up, never gives it a chance. He was playing around the first arrow, threw it down close to the second arrow, cuts right through the middle, leaves 5 pins standing. He must go for a lot of speed, try to bounce something around.
It's the kind of shot you root for, Bo. I don't think when I've ever seen one of those that I haven't put my own body English into it, because it's spectacular to see converted.
Well, you're right, Chris. As David Ozio looks at the scoreboard, he doesn't believe he can lose, and that's the mark of a champion, but he's going against a tough match game competitor. Walter Ray Williams has stayed close in every match, and when his opponent gave him an opening, Z zapped him. And this is the time to do it right here. Watch Walter. Let's see what happens.
It's an inebriated 4.
Here we go. The ball enters the 1-3 pocket. The 2-pin goes to the left-hand part of the screen. Almost takes out the 4. Not to be, but a good, safe shot for Walter Ray Williams. A conversion here in the 8th frame. He'd have a 31-pin lead.
When he won the True Value Open in Peoria last year, he won 4 matches to get that title. So this position is not unfamiliar to him. And of course, being bowler of the year is just given him that added confidence.
Well, in the championship here, obviously the left-hand lane has been hooking more, and Walter Ray's been the man to conquer it. He's done it with a lot of speed and a lot of determination, just like that shot.
Okay.
That's a good.
The 4 falling forward.
Now, we talked about the action of the 2-pin. It goes to the sideboard, drives in behind the 7. The 7 comes forward, gets the 4, and that's the kind of shot that a player likes. Walter Ray has put himself in ideal position. Ozio must strike now, or he cannot win the match. He needs to strike here, the 10th and the 11th frames to have a chance.
Maybe.
Faint hope for the Vidor, Texas bowler, defending champion here a year ago. I think asking now for a re-rack on the left lane. Gets it.
No doubt about this shot in the 9th frame from Ozio. Just lifts all 10 pins right in the pit. Now, Ozio has a potential 227 game. Walter Ray Williams would have to mark to win the match if Ozio can strike out. Absolutely must have this shot. Without it, he cannot win.
Ozio needs to shut up.
Not to be. The 10-pin stands the best Ozio can do. Is 207. Williams already has 208 in the bag. He thinks it's a good shot. Look at the reaction.
Begging.
Disappointment.
So the defending champion through the tournament into the finals finished second, but then he met last year's bowler of the year, Walter Ray Williams. So it'll be $8,500 for this man, David Ozio. 2-8 and a 205 for Ozio. So his dream match, not a reality here in Miami, Florida today, but down the road, I'm sure.
A great player. He'll be back. Nice guy, too. Walter Ray Williams just finishing up the match. A potential 258 if he can strike out. He'll be in the 230s with that spare.
And bettering his 2 previous totals of 228 and 226 in his first 2-game victories. And Marshall Holman can't wait to get over. In fact, Frank Esposito, our coordinator, had to stop Marshall from moving in to the pair area. He's anxious.
Well, he's anxious to break his tournament record here. He's been in the championship round 4 times here, 4 times at Don Carter, Kendall Lanes over the years. He has never won a match. He's been a tournament leader. 3 times he's bowled for the title. He has not won, and he tells me that's all in the past. He's won his last 3 championship round appearances in other bowling centers, and he's hungry for that $1 million.
So leaving the 2-5, it's a 236. Williams, the winner of Professional Bowlers Tour.
Awesome performance
This
like
message
that.
and a word from our local station.